Hey, Antis Gaming here. Like you can see, we are back on Atlas. Grapeshot Studios recently announced that they are wiping their servers on July the 3rd, 8 PM Pacific time, meaning that in EU the servers will be wiping in the early morning around 5 AM Central European time. The servers will probably take around 1 hour to reset and wipe, so after this everyone is starting from scratch, which is super exciting. Because Season 4 includes a new world map called the Maelstrom, which will be an 11 by 11 instead of a 15 times 15, like we had previously. Since I'm a veteran in the game with roughly 3500 hours, I want to share a few tips and tricks on how you should be starting off the season to get off to a good start and be in a good position for the rest of the season. So let's not waste any time and get straight into it. Enjoy the video. Getting off to a good start is crucial in survival games, especially in Atlas, because it gives you priority on islands you want, to choose an island close to Freeport and nearby multiple Golden Age ruins. When you have a good start in Atlas, you already have an edge over your opponent. We know the 11 by 11 map will only have 4 Freeports. The center will be the Kraken. Surrounding the Kraken grid, which is the center point, will be 8 Golden Age ruins, followed by lawless or regions which can be claimed, then all claimable islands. So let's get straight into the tips on how to secure a good start in Atlas in Season 4. All big tribes on Atlas from minute 1 they spawn in on the Freeport of their choice and start farming to make a lot of ramshackle sloops, which is the sloop you can buy at the vendor for limited amounts of basic resources. The ramshackle sloop at the Freeport vendor only costs 225 fiber, 75 hide and 250 wood, which is pretty easy to get by yourself. The more ramshackle sloops you can make, the better. This gives your clan the opportunity to multitask as a company. You can send out a squad to scout islands, you can send out a few people to get gold, etc, etc. Also, if you have many sloops and you see that there's an enemy which is heading towards the same island as you are, you could always suicide your sloop into them, as it is very unlikely that anyone has repair planks this early in the game. Anyways, when you are at the Freeport starting off the new season, you want to farm enough resources to make a Freeport sloop and have extra beds on there for respawns, as well having extra beds to place on the island you are aiming to claim later on. When you have chosen an island, it is important for you to get there as soon as possible to put down a claim and to claim it before your enemies. This is why it's crucial that multiple people on multiple sloops are farming gold for this exact purpose. It's important that each sloop covers as much sea as possible, hence why it's better to have more sloops than not enough sloops, to be as effective and productive as possible in the beginning. Try to find sunken treasures as they will give you more gold than the floatsomes. But since it's the beginning, I'd say just pick up anything you can find on your way to your island. When you get to the island of your choice, I'd recommend placing the flag in a safe spot which you can defend. Otherwise, enemies can just contest by placing their own flag and then placing a secondary flag to claim the island, since 2 flags of 2 tribes will contest each other when an island is not claimed yet. This is why it's important to always farm extra gold to be able to place a backup flag. Depending on your company size and your numbers, you want to claim and go for an island you know you can defend. Bigger clans will typically go for big islands which have good harbors opportunities. Also, they will choose an island close to a Freeport and close to multiple Golden Age ruins. Smaller clans should play a little bit smarter in my opinion, and also should look more towards the outskirts and try to find a smaller and more compact island where they can set up good defenses and still have a good but smaller harbor. Remember that every company has 200 points of islands which they may claim. Typically, the higher in number the island, the more costs to maintain it in gold. So if you have a small island, it's very likely that the gold maintenance will be cheap. The most important thing after having claimed your island is to farm resources and try to level up your character as fast as possible to at least level 40, to be able to craft different things in the skill tree Also remember that respecking in the beginning is super important to be able to craft everything you need for PvP and for PvE and your defenses. You can respec your character one time every time you level up. Farming on day 1 to defend your claim is very important, because if you took an island which another clan which was interested in as well, they will more than likely look to try and come back and take it from you. So after having claimed your island, I would highly suggest that you start focusing on defenses and having the bare minimum of defenses to at least feel safe at your new home. In the first few days, being able to do all the power stones and the underwater power stones gives you a massive advantage in Atlas, since you will be higher level than your opponents, which will give you a big advantage in PvP. Combine that with doing some treasure maps and you will be level 80 in no time. Once that is complete, focus on the other PvE aspects of the game. The aim is to unlock max level and to grind XP. I see a lot of clans in the first few days only farming resources and building bases and fortifying their island. Yes, that is also important. But if you want to stand a chance in PvP early on in the season, you need a lot of levels to max stats and basically focus on putting a lot of stats into HP and stamina to be able to fight off multiple opponents. In the early stages of the game, taming all the basic animals like your giraffe, your elephant, your rhino, your bears to gather farm more efficiently and more effectively is very important. Also, taming animals such as tigers, bears, horses for defensive purposes is very important. That was it for my tips on how to start the season of WoW, guys. I really hope the developers have done their part to make season 4 of Atlas a success. For sure there will be a massive increase in Sea PvP as Golden Age ruins are all next to each other. So if you lacked Sea PvP in other seasons, make sure to tune in for Atlas season 4. This is the time to play and have fun. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Also smash that subscribe button if you want to see more Atlas content. Also let me know in the comment section down below if there is anything specific you would like me to make a video on in Atlas. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll check you in my next one. Peace!